a look at what's showing elsewhere on Sky Movies.
Let's put a smile on that face.
Hello and welcome to the Dark Knight special. Yes, the Caped Crusader is back with a vengeance, and in this one-off programme we'll be meeting the cast and crew of what could be the greatest Batman movie ever made. With Batman Begins, director Christopher Nolan rescued a seemingly dead film franchise by ripping up the template and starting again, with a darker, edgier and more thoughtful portrait of the Caped Crusader. Christopher, congratulations on The Dark Knight, absolutely fantastic. Did you return to the set of The Dark Knight with a real sense of exuberance and confidence given the success of Batman Begins?
Not really. I mean, in taking on a sequel, which I'd never done before, there's a sort of huge amount of fear that comes with it, that people like the first film, we got away with that one, we did okay, why roll those dice again? And, you know, so you come in with a confidence that you know how to do the type of film you're doing because you've got a lot of knowledge, you've got a lot of expertise, you've got a lot of people around you who know exactly what needs to go into it. These were things we were working out for the first time on Batman Begins. So you can build on that. But at the same time, the challenge for all of us continually every day was to try and do something better than what we'd done the first time and push things further and further. Otherwise, why bother?
The predominant theme of Batman Begins seemed to be fear and the manipulation of fear. What would you say the predominant themes are of this one?
I think really the overriding theme, now that I sort of look back at the film and it's finished, it really has to be that question of how far are you prepared to go as somebody who's trying to do good? How far are you prepared to blur the line between good and bad to achieve what you want to achieve? I think not just Batman, but also Gordon and Harvey Dent. These characters are tested continually by the Joker, who's somebody who just loves to do nothing more than push people's buttons and try and upset their sense of morality, their sense of ethics. So I think that's the overriding idea of the film.
Now there's a Batman. Oh, you want to play? Come on. Come on.
Revisiting a role immortalised by one Jack Nicholson all those years ago, the late great Heath Ledger epitomises the frenzied anarchic evil of the Joker and makes the part his own. His brilliant turn as Batman's grinning foil underlines just why he'll be missed so much. Christopher, finally a word about Heath Ledger's extraordinary performance as the Joker.
I think what Heath's done in the film is really very unique and very complex, and I've been living with it for a long time, and I'm very excited now to finally be able to show it to people and see that they're reacting to it very much the way in which Heath intended.
This town deserves a better class of criminal, and I'm going to give it to them. Tell your men they work for me now. This is my city.
Following the huge commercial and critical success of Batman Begins, The Dark Knight sees Batman at the height of his powers, showing the people of Gotham that their city doesn't belong to the criminals and the corrupt. And he does this in the only way he knows how, by beating up bad guys. Christian, you started this reinvention of the Batman character by telling his story in the early years in Batman Begins. So did you come to the set of The Dark Knight with a real sense of ownership of the character, like he was yours and you were him?
Absolutely, yeah. No, I know I'm inside out, and but you know, we've evolved him. This is a different Batman now. This is a more mature Batman, no longer the naivety that he had in the first one, of the angry young man. You know, he's somebody who has attained the power that he was aspiring to have, altruistically in the first one, but is now recognizing the burden of responsibility of having that power versus attempting to attain it.
I've seen now what it would have to become to stop men like him.
Batman is an extraordinary hero, but he's not a superhero. He doesn't have superhero powers. So how hard is it for you to convey that on screen, that he's a human being, but then he's kind of extraordinary?
Well, I think that, you know, like with most people, we have a very animalistic side to us. We have a side which is absolutely uncivilized and would like nothing more than to destroy everything around us. And it's something which, you know, in a less extreme way, we all deal with every single day. With Batman, you know, he does have this great rage and violence born out of pain. And it's something that he is constantly having to keep in check. I mean, you look at him, he looks demonic. That looks like a villain. That does not look like a hero. And that's his method. He uses intimidation and fear upon his opponents. But ultimately, you know, he was born of parents who were very altruistic and philanthropists. And he wants to maintain their spirit and to clean up Gotham. But he's looking for a way out, you know? He's not looking to do this forever.
More copycats last night, Alfred, with guns.
Why don't you hide them and take the weekend off?
That wasn't exactly what I had in mind when I said I wanted to inspire people.
I know. But things have improved. Look at the new district attorney.
I am, closely. Need to know if he can be trusted.
Are you interested in his character or his social circle?
Who Rachel spends her time with is her business.
I trust you don't have me followed on my day off.
If you ever took one, I might.
Know your limits, Master Wayne.
Batman has no limits.
One of the themes seems to be a belief in humanity and human beings' ability to make things better. I mean, it's a rare example of public figures like Harvey Dent and the mayor and yourself enjoying the people's faith and belief that they can make Gotham City a better place.
Yeah.
So it's
well, that also gives him the opportunity to make Batman obsolete and to be able to get on with his life as Bruce Wayne. If elected officials actually had any kind of integrity and were able to stamp out corruption, then Batman would no longer be needed.
Harvey may not know you well enough to understand when you're making fun of him, but I do.
No, I meant every word. You know that day that you once told me about when Gotham would no longer need Batman? It's coming.
You can't ask me to wait for that.
It's happening now. Harvey is that hero. He locked up half of the city's criminals, and he did it without wearing a mask.
How was it for you as an actor playing Batman to have such an iconic foil opposite you? Did that help you? Did that drive you motivationally in your performance?
Oh, absolutely. You know, I mean, because it's the character of the Joker provokes Batman in a way that he has never been provoked before.
Kill the Batman.
He brings Batman closer to the edge and the possibility of breaking his cardinal rule of he will not kill than anyone previously ever has.
Where is he?
The Joker is somebody who cannot be leveraged. He's uncompromising. He's not looking for any kind of rewards. There's nothing he can be paid off with. He can't be bribed. He can't be given something to stop him. He is doing it for its own sake.
Why so serious?
He loves the chaos, the randomness, the destruction, and he equally finds glee in seeing that Batman is uncompromising as well. However, Batman does have this rule of he will not kill, and Joker does everything to try to get even Batman to break his code of ethics.
Some men aren't looking for anything logical, like money. They can't be bought, bullied, reasoned, or negotiated with. Some men just want to watch the world burn.
Heath Ledger gives a brilliant performance in the movie. How was it working with him at the time and
It was wonderful.
developing that
you know,
relationship?
Heath incredible talent, and he really got satisfaction and pleasure out of playing this role.
Here's my card.
He immersed himself to a degree which I really enjoyed witnessing.
Here we go.
I like very much what he's done. He's created a really iconic villain, this kind of punk rock, Clockwork Orange style Joker, and he was wonderful company as well after he put the Joker aside and the makeup came off.
Well, it's time for a break now, but we'll be back in part 2 with more Bat stuff that should have you all of a flutter. Hello and welcome back to a one-off special celebrating the forthcoming release of The Dark Knight. Now, if you want to make a film which is well crafted and admired by all, then you need to work with people who understand you. Mr. Nolan has done just that by keeping it firmly in the family.
Jonathan, this is your first formal writing credit on the Batman series. You co-wrote it with your brother Christopher, the director. How easily did you come as a writer to that world and writing within that world, that extraordinary universe of Batman?
Well, I'd spent a little bit of time working on Batman Begins, so I was prepared for it. But and for that reason, actually, really enthusiastic about getting back into it. Having worked in part on these amazing characters in the first film and sort of setting up that world, to me, it was a given that you'd want to go back in there and explore it again.
The movie has a real spring in its step. It cracks with wit. There's lots of laughs and fantastic one-liners, and obviously it's also very dark and very grim and very sinister.
Yes.
How hard was it for you as the writer to sort of establish that balance so it didn't become too much of a pantomime at the same time that it wasn't too dark and humorless and dry?
Well, that was the tone of the comic books that I enjoyed the most. There's a gallows humor to them, which seems to suit the character really, really well. So we try to channel that.
People are dying, Alfred. What would you have me do?
Endure, Master Wayne. Take it. They'll hate you for it, but that's the point of Batman. He can be the outcast. He can make the choice that no one else can make. The right choice.
I think we were fairly successful in getting to that place where it's dark, but there is a wit to it and there is a lightness in the sensibility. Because otherwise it would be sort of unremitting gloom.
Today I found out what Batman can't do. He can't endure this. Today you get to say I told you so.
Today, I don't want to. But I did bloody tell you. I suppose they're gonna lock me up as well. As your accomplice.
Accomplice? I'm gonna tell them the whole thing was your idea.
I think it's a sign of confidence on your part as the filmmaker that you can allow it to be funny and that it can have lighter moments, because it means that you've got total control over the material and that the actors are sovereign over their characters.
Well, that's all Chris. I mean, that's his mandate, is that we have to get to that place with it, and it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun getting there.
Of course, you call him Chris, not Christopher, because he's just your brother.
He's my brother.
He's allowed, you know, the big C, for heaven's sake. So, do you ever settle arguments over the direction of a character via an arm wrestle?
Well, it's probably a good thing we don't, because I would always win, and I'm not sure that I'm always right in those cases.
Took me 3 weeks to get a reservation here. And I had to tell him I worked for the government.
Really?
The city health inspector's not afraid to pull strings.
Rachel, fancy that.
Yeah, Bruce. Fancy that. This is Harvey Dent.
The famous Bruce Wayne. Rachel's told me everything about you.
I certainly hope not. So let's put a couple tables together.
I'm not sure that they'll let us.
Oh, they should. I own the place.
Aaron, congratulations on The Dark Knight.
Thank you.
You're fantastic in it.
Thank you.
Were you a fan of the Batman movies and the TV show and the comic books when you were growing up?
I went home after school every day at 3 and watched Batman and Robin and the Riddler and the Penguin. It was definitely Halloween. I would dress up as Batman. I had Batman sheets and pillows, and I don't want to sound too much like a fan, but I was. I mean, it was just that's the way it was.
You, in collaboration with Christopher Nolan, have developed a character that's absolutely fascinating. I mean, one thing that I noticed is that he's a rare example, your character, of a public figure who we can all have faith in and belief
Yeah.
in. You know, your character represents hope in a very dark place, doesn't he?
Yeah, and I think he's probably one of the only guys willing to stand up in the daylight and espouse his views.
Should we give in to this terrorist's demands? Do we really think that he's
rather
gonna...
protect an outlaw vigilante than the lives of citizens?
The Batman is an outlaw. But that's not why we're demanding he turn himself in. We're doing it because we're scared. We've been happy to let the Batman clean up our streets for us until now.
Things are worse than ever.
Yes, they are. The night is darkest just before the dawn. And I promise you, the dawn is coming.
There's an interesting duality in your character's relationship with Batman and Bruce Wayne. I mean, they're both good guys, but they're coming from very different places, aren't they?
It's interesting, my relationship with Batman. Batman is fighting crime, this, the same crime that Harvey Dent is fighting, and trying to save Gotham, but they're doing it in very different ways. I mean, Batman's in the shadows, working at night. Harvey's in the courtroom, within the confines of the law. But they have an admiration for each other. They have a friendship. Well, they might have a friendship. But Bruce Wayne is a little different of a matter. Harvey and Bruce have a different relationship and a different dynamic because in a lot of ways they are competing entities within the city of Gotham, and they're not really sure of where they stand with each other.
We need Lau back. But the Chinese won't extradite a national under any circumstances.
If I get him to you, can you get him to talk?
I'll get him to sing.
We're going after the mob's life savings. Things will get ugly.
I knew the risk when I took this job, Lieutenant. How will you get him back in?
He does that.
Gary, there's a real sense in this movie that you and Batman are working as a team. You're almost partners in crime. Was it gratifying to see your character develop in this way in this latest outing?
In Gotham time, it's 6 or 7 months on since the last one, since the first one. But there's a trust there. I mean, there's a respect and a trust there, and I mean, you see Gordon give over a crime scene above, his officers and his detectives to Batman, which, so he has a respect for him and a trust for him, and I think particularly at the end, he has enormous admiration for him.
There's very much a sense, though, that Batman is delegating to your character, Commissioner Gordon, and wanting him to sort of just run the fort. Batman doesn't want to have to exist in this movie, does he?
No, he doesn't. And I think that in this one, more so than the first, well, not really in the first one at all, because it was just that whole thing of setting the world up. He is the public face and the public conscience of Batman in a way.
What do we got?
Nothing. No name, no other alias. Clothing is custom. Nothing in his pockets but knives and lint.
Evening, Commissioner.
I wouldn't bring anyone under the age of 10.
Good idea.
It's pretty dark. It's about as dark as it can be.
Batman's childhood sweetheart, the beautiful and sassy lawyer Rachel Dawes, was played in the last film by Katie Holmes. Unfortunately, Ms. Holmes wasn't available for this one. Apparently, she was far too busy being Tom Cruise's wife. Into her heels slipped Maggie Gyllenhaal, who ably takes the mantle of the woman of substance, doing her bit to make Gotham City a better place to raise your kids.
Maggie, your character in this movie loves two good men. What's a girl to do?
I think I did make the most difficult decision I think I could make, in the sense that I decided I really did love both of them equally. And I think that's the only way you can play it, the only way you can sort of get through the movie really in a real way. And then, I think Rachel, what's so great about Rachel is that she is just as invested in making Gotham and the world a more honorable place as any of the men in the movie are. So I think it translates for her into an emotional place too. So she looks at these two men, and I think she's trying to decide. She knows that they're both well-intentioned. They're trying to make the world better, and I think she wants to try to figure out who's doing it in a more honorable way.
You can throw a party, Wayne, I'll give you that. Thanks again. You mind if I borrow Rachel?
Although she does make some kind of a decision in the movie, I think somehow I feel like it isn't definitive. I think she continues to love both of them.
To what extent did you collaborate with Christopher to ensure and to establish the notion that Rachel is more than just damsel in distress and a real woman of substance?
Well, when I met him, he gave me the script, and I really wasn't actually looking to work. I had a 3-month-old, and then this sort of possibility came along, and it's very difficult to ignore. And he gave me the script, and he said, you know, she isn't quite finished yet. So I read it that way, and I had a lot of ideas, and I met with him again, and we talked about them, and he was so interested and collaborative, clearly interested in sort of sharing the developing of her with me. And I knew that he wanted to make her a real thinking woman. He wanted her to be feisty and smart and tough as much as I wanted her to be.
A little fight in you. I like that.
Then you're gonna love me. Now that's more like it, Mr. Wayne.
So what can audiences expect from this latest Batman outing?
Well, I think audiences could certainly expect a lot of spectacle from The Dark Knight, a lot of excitement and action. But I like to think that we've tried to really make the action come from the story elements, from the characterizations. So I think there are some really interesting dilemmas that the characters are put in, and I think it's a real sort of white-knuckle ride.
It's one of the best action movies ever made, I think.
I think it's like nothing I've ever seen before. I think in many, many ways it's really a new kind of movie.
Well, hello, beautiful.
I think the idea we were going for was darker, bigger, more.
A superhero movie that has all the spectacle, the roller coaster ride, the entertainment that you want from a blockbuster movie, but something which doesn't dumb down.
You'll see. I'll show you.
Die a hero, or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain.
Well, we're out of time on this Dark Knight special, but make sure you swoop into your local cinema soon to see the Winged One on the form of his life. Goodbye.
Come on, hit me!